Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week in Destiny, we're making our way through the gripping Heresy Act 1 storyline. The current narrative really went full throttle right out the gate, and our characters have not stopped pushing ahead. While we're looking forward to what Act 2 brings in just a few weeks, we've got a lot to pay attention to in other parts of the game, so let's get into it. Class, Glaives, and Swords update. Okay. Grandmaster Nightfalls unlocked next week. Sundered Doctrine Showmatch. Hashtag D2 fashion feedback themes for this week, and show us your Heresy fashion looks. All right, I have not looked at the TWAB this week. Class, Glaive, and Swords updates. Over the last few weeks, Guardians have discovered an interesting little bug that came about with Heresy's launch. On the back end, we shifted to a new way of creating weapons and rewards to help streamline some of the development process while moving into this new paradigm. Class lockouts, 4 exotic glaives, and a handful of swords were mistakenly removed. Now, we've been seeing some great celebrations with the removal of these constraints. Our first reactions were focused more towards fixing the issue, as we want to retain strong class-based fantasies within Destiny. And the removal of class locks muddies the water a bit. As an example, it's a bit weird to see a warlock or a hunter spawning a mini bubble or seeing a Titan running around like a ninja. After some discussions between team members, we've arrived at a new decision. We're going to let this ride. A fun example of a bug becoming a feature. What the hell? Is this really Bungie right now? Hold up. When's the last time this actually happened in Destiny? That's some Warframe shit. Well, they let the crafting ride, but then they rolled it back, right? Obviously, they did fix it. They let it ride for a temporary amount of time. Hold on, let me see what they say. Here's a quick list of notes taken from the conversation. Animations may look a bit weird given that the class-based swords are a bit older, and this can create fun opportunities for players to create videos, art, or other based on classes and different stances. Oh, that's going to be hilarious. Like a warlock or a hunter doing the slam attack, right? Class-based glaives open up some interesting new build crafting opportunities. In the future, we'll be keeping a close eye on how these glaives are performing across all 3 classes. Our goal is to ensure that they feel most powerful in the class that they were originally designed for. The core of the feedback for the Quick Fang and Gold swords revolves around player fantasies of being a ninja or sword master, so we're going to use this feedback to inspire future animations. No promises on timelines or anything like that, but this gives us some fun creative spaces to work with for Titans and Warlocks. Honestly, I haven't even tried it, guys. Like, are there Titans right now able to run around with Quick Fang and Gold Tusk? Do I got any Titans in here that are doing it? So it's like the run animation. If you know what I'm talking about, it's like a straight up ninja run. You got the blade behind you and you're running. Very much meant for a hunter. So it would look strange to see a Titan doing it or a Warlock doing it. Now, many thanks to all players who have been giving feedback of discovering the issue. While we won't always look at weird bugs and decide to support them as a feature, this felt appropriate. That's a W, man. That's a W, guys. It's I can't even think of a time when Bungie allowed a feature to stay in the game. I'm trying to think. I know it's happened before, but normally when it's something, especially as specific as class-based weapons, this seemed like the most obvious. Like, okay, Bungie's definitely gonna roll this back, right? 12-man raids stay a bit. Yeah. Well, then but things that have been a bug in the past, Bungie would let it ride for like that weekend or that week. Prometheus Lens, right? We had laser tag weekend. Lord of Wolves when it was crazy. Remember, we had the emblem for that as well. Good times. But the point is like those things always got pulled back. Granted, those were like busted stuff, like that way too busted. You know, you using your hunter or warlock to throw down a mini bubble, I just don't see that ever being that busted. And it kind of comes back to like Destiny 1 where we had like class-based weapons. And although, yes, it is cool to like, you know, like when you think of Warlock or like you think of Titan back in D1, you think of like Fabian's strategy, right? Although Fabian was never meta. It would have been nice to like utilize those weapons across the board. But yeah, this is good, man. I'm glad that Bungie's allowing us to just play and have fun. All right, Grandmaster Nightfalls unlocked next week. On Tuesday, Grandmaster Nightfalls will be available, letting you begin your journey towards your gilded or first-time conqueror title. Remember, no Grandmaster node yet. That's coming in a few weeks, but we are sure you'll be playing a lot anyways. Next week will be your first opportunity to earn the reprise, the Palindrome, both the base version and the regular Nightfalls, or the adept ones if you face the Grandmaster challenge. The feature Nightfall will be the Hypernet Currents with haste as a modifier. So never stop moving and bring your best overload and unstoppable weapons. Don't forget the artifact and some other options that allow you to stun champions. There it is, guys. There it is. So I know there's been a lot of attention on Exalted Truth here lately, and for good reason. It's a good hand cannon. Stat-wise, it's a monster. It's also got some great Void synergy in this particular season. That's fantastic. When it comes to PvP, I think just like the subjective feel of the weapon is the most important thing. And sometimes, like, you can have a weapon that has fantastic stats. And some of you could probably attest to this, but it's like, it could have fantastic stats, but it feels like ass to shoot. And, you know, some weapons are just held back by something else, right? There's something intrinsic about it that makes them feel off. Palindrome possesses that other side of the spectrum, where it's like, yeah, even if you get a giant roll with bad stats, it just feels so damn good to shoot. Arguably the best 140 in the game to shoot outside of maybe Rose. I like Midnight Coup. Midnight Coup is actually one of my favorites. Welcome to the Sundered Doctrine show match. Haven't had enough of the new dungeon yet? We're back with a dungeon speedrun show match between your favorite streamer teams from all over the world to determine who can run their Sundered Doctrine the quickest. Research showdowns are taking place this week, where multiple hand-picked fire teams are competing against each other for a place in the finals. The final runs will be happening from the 25th of February, 9 a.m. Pacific, to the 4th of March, where each fire team will get the opportunity to run their Sundered Doctrine as quickly as they can, with as many attempts as they like, during a nominated 2-hour time slot. The winning fire team will receive $1,000 worth of Twitch subs each, as well as a full set of Sundered Doctrine Bungie reward items. Check out the team members' social channels for more information around their personal schedules and how the teams are faring. Everyone will have the Osmium Air emblems to give away too, so keep your eyes peeled. Okay, so these are the teams right here. Oh yeah, we're in this. I'm in the Nordic team. Yeah. Yeah, we'll be doing this. I think we're supposed to practice. We were supposed to practice this past week. I will say, look, don't worry. I've been kind of keeping up with the speed running strats. We got this. All right, hashtag D2 fashion feedback never stops. If you ever thought about turning out your Titan into a geometric puzzle, then this is your week. We've got a fresh batch of themes for this week's fashion poll, and there are some interesting ones, not trying to sway the votes, but geometric puzzle really stood out. But if the puzzles aren't your jam, we've got plenty of themes to consider. Heist, crew, maybe, Japanese tattoo. Make sure to use D2 fashion feedback, hashtag D2 fashion feedback, and let us know what you think. All right, I'm not like that big into the fashion stuff, but there you go, guys. You can also show your Heresy fashion. All right. All right, Sundered Doctrine contest mode makeup date. As noted last weekend, we are planning an additional opportunity for Guardians to attempt contest mode for the Sundered Doctrine dungeon. Our current target is this Saturday. Okay, Saturday, February the 22nd. Starting at reset, 9 a.m. Pacific, contest mode will be re-enabled for 24 hours. Players may earn the contest mode triumph emblem and guaranteed drop of Finality's Auger during this period. Fellas, this is fantastic. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but you got a perfect opportunity if you're wanting to get the guaranteed exotic drop to do this thing. And you've had a couple weeks to kind of become familiar with the mechanics. Yeah, honestly, I think this is going to be so free, dude. This because the second encounter, that was the hardest. Third encounter was just difficult because you had to understand it mechanically. But once we got that down, that was easy. And then it was free. The third encounter is absolutely free with Queen Breakers. Second encounter, now that we have the cheese spot essentially, and you've got people are going to be two-facing this on contest. All right, hold on. Finality's Auger's drop issue. After an investigation, we discovered that Finality's Auger, the exotic randomly rewarded at the end of the Sundered Doctrine dungeon, was not dropping as expected outside of contest mode. On February the 14th, we deployed a hotfix that enabled Finality's Auger to drop in the Sundered Doctrine dungeon as intended. Yeah, at least from what I read online, no one was getting it to drop. Like, it was just completely, it only dropped for those of us on contest mode that finished it in the first weekend. And then after that, it did not drop for anyone else. But luckily, this has been addressed. All right, lost Curio of the 9 items. Last Friday, we resolved an issue where players could lose their Curio of the 9 items if sent to the postmaster stored in the vault. While I have nothing to say regarding their purpose, we are investigating a way to return these lost Curios back to players. All right, known issues list. The Hunter aspect Ascension drains all super energy if used while in a roaming super. Lol. The Titan aspect Storm's Keep does not synergize with Orb rewarded. The volatile Marksman artifact mod is restoring class ability energy too quickly. No! That's an issue? I'm glad I got my solo run in, man. I completely dependent on this, by the way. It's disgusting. You get it back almost instantly. When damaging Shrieker bosses, players receive critical damage feedback, but damage is actually regular base damage. There it is. It says Shrieker bosses, so all Shrieker bosses? Interesting. When tracking Ikora's Drowning Labyrinth quest, completion of certain steps may stop progress on the next steps. Sometimes the Tome of Want, a primer quest does not progress after meeting step 3 and step 4 requirements. Slayer's Fang stuns Overload champions as intended, but does not prevent them from healing, which is unintended. Crafted Vault of Glass raid weapons still show that they can apply a deep sight harmonizer to a weapon, but will do nothing and cost the players their currencies. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Just get the drops, guys. The new competitive weapon, Registry Stock, can only be earned once during the first week when doing placement matches. But man, it is such a good weapon, guys. I highly advise anyone that wants to take a step inside of PvP, get this pulse rifle. The Discord and Harmony perks count down before the player switches to the necessary weapon, instead of it actually waiting until you switch. The Stoicism of Hearts Pledge ornament does not show cloth on the feminine model. The Solar Storm ornament incorrectly stated that its unique visual effect would work with Stoicism Exotic, and now states that visual effects trigger when wearing the items matching exotic armor. The call out for Pyro Gargolins will be added in a future update. All right. Rest is just like little cosmetic stuff. Okay. Beautiful artwork as always. Oh, look at Eris. Look at her. She kind of looks happy. This is pre-stabbed Eris. As a final note here from Bungie, that's everything we have for this week. We're now a few weeks into Heresy. We're seeing some interesting and potent builds out there. Let us know what your current favorite is. Maybe now that things have settled, it's time to bring back a build of the week. In the meantime, we wanted to give a shout out to Techno Viking 220 for this very amusing Thing Titan fashion, and Dredgenberg for brightening our day with this Sunflower Hunter outfit. We're sending 2 fashion emblems their way for these. And how about this Angry Titan? Not sure what made them so mad, but we hope the Movie of the Week emblems help with that. It's true what they say, fashion is the true end game. The Destiny 2 community team. Yeah, we'll be kicking off with Grandmasters coming this coming up week. We'll probably be doing build battles arguably every single day. And again, like we do in every season, first we'll break things up and we'll get like an actual bracket this time that's like fair, and then we'll do like a PC giveaway like we did before.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.